This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scozzi, whose favorite day of the week today, correct?
Love Friday. Always have, always will. Nothing wrong with Friday.
Yeah, it comes before Saturday, which is my favorite day of the week.
Absolutely. No weekend for the presidential candidates, though. They are all over Florida.
They got a little time left. In fact, it was 8 years ago today that President Obama was elected president.
There you go.
There you go. Your little tip of the day, John.
All right. What was it? Bush was elected by 500 and some votes here
Was it
in
500?
Florida?
I thought it was like 2 or 3 votes.
Yeah, just about. All right, Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around in the state of Florida this morning. It is going to be a relatively dry day again today, though we had a shower or two around yesterday. We'll probably have maybe a shower or two around later this evening. Daytime highs today top out in the mid-80s. We have a cold front coming through, kind of a cold front. We'll talk all about the effect on the weekend weather coming up in just a few. Doc?
Thank you, John. It was nice and crisp this morning, that's for sure. And as you take a look at Suncoast roadways, things are looking good there. No issues. Things are crisp on the roadways. People driving nicely who are on the road. Not a lot of that, but Manatee County looking good. Sarasota County, too, is free and clear of any accidents or delays at this point in the morning. And topping our news this morning, police are charging a man with second-degree murder after a recent shooting in Bradenton. The shooting happened on 5th Street around 6 o'clock yesterday morning. Bradenton police claiming it's the second homicide within city limits this year. When they did arrive, they found Daquan Randolph on the ground with a gunshot wound to his neck. He died at the scene. Investigators say he got into an argument with Derek Frazier, then Frazier shot him. And then Frazier took off in a pickup truck. Frazier was arrested a short time later, but charges have only been pending as of now. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Bradenton Police or Crime Stoppers. Also in Manatee County, sheriff's detectives arrested a woman for allegedly operating an illegal internet cafe and gambling establishment out of a pawn shop. Authorities investigating the location on 15th Street East in Bradenton over the course of several weeks. They seized more than 100 computer monitors, 79 computer towers, and close to $3,500. Fallon Coleman was arrested yesterday and now faces multiple charges. In Venice, kids heading to school today may still be shaken up after yesterday's bomb scare. It all started yesterday afternoon when the police say a bomb threat was made against Venice High School. All students were then evacuated to the school's football field as a precaution. The Venice police called in the Sarasota County Sheriff's bomb squad, and they found no suspicious devices anywhere on campus, thankfully. The school district sent out automated calls to parents informing them about the situation, but no further information has been disclosed at this point. The owners of a small online radio station in Sarasota are struggling after the station's studios were vandalized last month. The 444 radio studios were destroyed and robbed back on October 19th. All of the station's equipment was crushed, and now most of it doesn't work. The radio team managed to get the station up and streaming, so it will play previously aired shows for the time being. The station is asking for donations to get back on its feet. It is offering airtime and advertisement slots for those who can help. Meanwhile, a battle brewing in the fast-growing Rosemary district between developers and those who want to protect trees. About a dozen city residents attended a meeting at City Hall yesterday, concerned about 2 ficus trees at the corner of 4th and Coconut. Even though the city says plans are still in the early stages of this corner, they want to make sure those big trees don't get chopped down or even moved. A Rosemary District business owner who likes all the growth around him says the trees in general are often a casualty of development.
It's a tough challenge, with development. Certain things have to get sacrificed.
A city spokesperson says the plan to hire an independent arborist to provide a detailed report on the ficus trees and their survival chances if they have to be moved. And officials are initiating a new 211 card to get people who are living on the streets the assistance and services they need with your help. ABC 7's Rick Adams shows us how it works.
Well, a group of organizations in Manatee County, including Turning Points here, feels like they have one of the solutions to the homeless problem, and it comes in the form of a 211 card. Many officials believe these 211 cards are going to help those in need in Manatee County. The idea is to get these cards in the hands of people who may be living on the street, like Ronnie Mitchell, who says he's been homeless now for 2 years. He's also volunteering his time at Turning Points.
That's a real good idea. I mean, like I said, we give the clients showers, clothing, food, so anything we can help them out with, we try to do it.
How it works is you and I would have these 211 cards available to hand out to the homeless and panhandlers. Those receiving the cards can call 211, which will give them access to the services they need from organizations like Turning Points in Bradenton.
We've met with social service agencies, law enforcement, and media representatives and came up with this campaign to try and address the problem by helping people understand what resources are available in the community.
The Bradenton Herald newspaper spearheaded this campaign with the help of many social agencies and law enforcement, including the Bradenton Police Department. Bradenton Police Chief Melanie Bevan says this 211 card is one of the effective tools in combating homelessness.
It's not just something to be handed off. There's a number of resources on there that can help both people that are willing to step up and offer some dollars, and as well the homeless individuals that may need to finally reach out.
Our Daily Bread in Bradenton is an organization that sees this problem of homelessness firsthand every day. They serve up to 300 meals daily, 7 days a week.
I think it's great. The more help that's provided, the more people that it will reach.
You can call 211 to find out where you can pick up these 211 cards to hand out. And another way you can get your hands on these 211 cards is through this flyer, which can be found in this Sunday's local Manatee County newspaper. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now, while efforts to improve living situations for the homeless may be moving forward, a project focusing on affordable housing in the community has scaled back. We're now learning a new housing division by Harvey Vengroff is getting smaller. While final site plans are still working their way through the city approval process for the property on Fruitville Road, the number of planned buildings has been reduced by 1, along with the number of apartments. Vengroff's plans for Sarasota Station now include 4 6-story buildings with 368 apartments and just more than 300 parking spaces, and that's still fewer than the spots required by law and will need a special variance. Our community is continuing to grow despite housing challenges, and today on our special series, Suncoast 2037, we look ahead to Parish expanding over the next 20 years. Northeast Manatee County is growing rapidly, and county officials expect that growth to continue in Parish. John Osborne is a planning official for Manatee County, and he sees Parish developing in a suburban-like fashion over the next 2 decades. That doesn't mean turning Parish into a crowded city, but rather developing into a setting like Savannah, Georgia. And Osborne says Parish is already on the right path.
Lakewood Ranch has the benefit of having one landowner, one developer, and they develop with a very specific intent in mind. They're looking at growing a community that serves not just the young people moving to Manatee County, but the retiring baby boomers and people in their senior years.
State transportation officials are already preparing for growth by widening US 301 in the village of Parish. That's intended to ease traffic flow in that area. While our community is expanding, a group that serves as a voice for businesses in the Siesta Key Village is dissolving. This week, the Board of Directors for the Siesta Key Village Association voted to dissolve the organization into the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce. Since the 1960s, this association has been in charge of maintenance in the village, advocating for businesses, and has pushed for improvement projects as well. The board decided it would be more efficient to merge with the chamber, so the chamber is now in the process of forming a special committee to oversee the village, and some volunteers with the association may serve on that committee.
It's pro-business and our membership, but it's also pro-Siesta Key in that what we've done as far as beautification of the village over the years, we're now going to try to spread to the rest of the Key.
Once the merger is official, the chamber will likely hold public meetings so the community can share its concerns about Siesta Key Village. One elementary school in Lakewood Ranch is holding their biggest fundraiser of the year today. McNeil Elementary School says their Boosterthon event is aimed at supporting technology use in student classrooms, as well as for making improvements to their outdoor park. During the 3-hour event, the school says their goal is to raise a total of approximately $25,000. The fund starts at 8:30 this morning and will continue until 12:30 in the afternoon. Another event happening tonight at a school on the Suncoast, the 2016 Swiss Music Festival. The event is aimed at engaging with the community through music and promoting music education in the area. Proceeds from the event are going to benefit the Sarasota Concert Band with performances starting at 6 o'clock tonight. And that'll be at Riverview High School. And more art viewing options are coming to town today, as well as the Ringling Museum of Art is unveiling its first permanent installation of modern and contemporary pieces. While the museum is currently known more for its old master paintings, diverse cultural art, and historic circus memorabilia, the new edition is focusing on the work made in the 20th and 21st centuries. The museum says 2016 marks the 5th anniversary of their Art of Our Time initiative, aimed at presenting and commissioning new works by contemporary artists in the visual and performance fields. The works featured today include pieces by artists Tom West, Carol Lapel, and Trenton Doyle Hancock. And if after a busy week you're looking to get rid of all your leftover candy from Halloween, we know the place to go. Today is the 5th annual candy buyback event at Smileworks Dentistry in Sarasota. The tradition originally was started by pediatric dentists who began paying for leftovers to ward off cavities and obesity. Now it's a fun way to get rid of those unwanted sweets and participate in a good cause, as all the candy is sent to the troops overseas. The event from 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it runs until 6. So head on out to Smileworks and do some good, you know. Maybe.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, the guys need to celebrate Halloween, guys, and women overseas need to celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Always nice to have a Snickers bar whenever you need it.
Couldn't agree more, Donnie. Couldn't agree more. Sorta. Showers in the forecast, perhaps a few later on today, because we're going to watch a front move through here. That front is going to bring us some pretty nice weather.
Sounds good.
You like that?
It's already nice, and it was crisp this morning. Smell of fall in the air.
It'll be crispier tomorrow.
Yeah, all
and
right.
not in a warm way.
Oh, I got you. Up next, the Suncoast coming alive with the sound of music as Linda Carson has a sneak peek at what you can enjoy this weekend. And coming up later this hour, look at what's happening on the campaign trail as our presidential candidates spending their final days stumping for the election.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature coming in at a very pleasant 66 degrees with a dew point value at 61. We like it when the dew point value is lower, and it is today by a few degrees, so we like that. It'll be even lower by tomorrow morning, particularly Sunday morning. By Sunday morning, I bet we drop that dew point degrees 8 degrees or so. What does that mean? Well, a lot. When you drop the dew points from the 60s into the 50s, that is a completely noticeable effect on the weather and how you sense the feel of the air. It's going to feel much cooler, crisper. It's going to be lovely. Calm winds out there right now have allowed the temperatures to be a bit cooler across the region. 64 Arcadia, Wauchula, Parrish, Bradenton comes in at 64, Lakewood Ranch at 64, 63 Myakka, Northport at 64, Punta Gorda at 60. Wow, how about that? 66 in Venice, 67 in Inglewood, and 68 degrees at Longboat Key. Some pretty nice temperatures across the region. Thank you to that calmer wind that we have this morning. Now, there's our frontal boundary just kind of carving its way into the state of Florida. This is the trough of low pressure aloft, actually, and the surface reflection of that trough is the cold front. To the north of that, on our water vapor imagery, you can see this tan contour. That is the drier air that is in place at upper levels of the atmosphere, the one that brings us those deep blue skies, lots of sunshine, and some of that filters down to the ground to bring us those lower dew points as well. Watch what happens when I put this into motion, and you'll see that front begin to sink southward. As that happens, our winds shift out of the north and we start to get some drier air in here. Initially, we'll see the winds out of the northwest and then eventually out of the due north, and that's when that dry air moves in. Probably by tomorrow morning, that front will be south of us, and then by tomorrow afternoon, you'll really notice that drier air beginning to move its way into our forecast area. Sun-cloud mix today, shifting winds with that frontal passage, and then a very nice weekend in store. Those are the weather highlights that'll carry you through. Well, probably if you think about that nice weekend, those weather highlights will carry you into next work week because the weather's going to linger on this time. The temperatures that'll be closer to average in the lower 80s will probably be with us right straight through the extended 7-range forecast. So nice changes coming. You can see the few showers that we had kind of move across the peninsula yesterday. Currently, we're dry, and I think as we move through the morning commute, dry conditions will prevail. Maybe this evening, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, might see a scattered shower around here. That's possible because of that frontal boundary sinking southward. So, the forecast for today calls for a northwest wind throughout the afternoon into the evening, increasing a little bit tonight at about 15. Tomorrow could be a little bit breezy as that front sinks south and the drier air filters in. And don't forget Saturday night when you go to bed, or at 2 a.m. Sunday morning, depending on your sleeping habits, change that clock back. Donnie?
Thank you, John. Take a look at Suncoast roadways. Things are looking good this morning. You see down there in South County, South Sarasota County, things are moving along, no problems. Nokomis, Venice, Northport. and everything in Manatee County is looking good as well. Now, this is a good time of year here on Suncoast with galas and theatrical openings and festivals galore, so ABC7's Linda Carson goes all over to find the best places for you to do on this week's Suncoast scene.
Gloria Music High opens its season with Viv España.
We have a season that's featuring musical travel, if you will, and we're featuring first the music of Spain, which is, vibrant, fiery, sensual, sexy.
These are two of the soloists, guitarist Jonathan Godfrey and his wife, soprano Jenny Kim Godfrey. And if you want to hear more, it's Gloria Music High, Sunday at 4 o'clock at the Siesta Key Chapel. And Young Frankenstein, the Mel Brooks musical spoof of those scary old horror movies, is now at the Players.
It's going to give you a different look at a horror classic, and you'll see and hear lines from your favorite horror films, classic, but they're all breathed in with new life. There's new life in them because now all of a sudden we're making fun and having fun with a horror classic.
Young Frankenstein at the Players Center through November 20th. And in honor of Veterans Day, the Manatee Community Concert Band is giving a free concert called Let Freedom Ring.
It is a patriotic and veterans salute to all our area veterans and paying tribute to them and America. Lots of great tunes. God Bless America, America the Beautiful, Battle Hymn of the Republic, all the great favorites.
Let Freedom Ring at the Manatee High School Auditorium Saturday night at 7:30. And the Sarasota Medieval Fair opens at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds on Saturday, and it runs Saturday and Sunday for the next 3 weekends. Put your modern cares behind you and step back into the year 1199. You'll see famous battles reenacted, not on the battlefield, but on a life-size chessboard.
Everybody loves to see the joust. Everybody loves to see the human combat chess match.
And everybody will love the food, the medieval bazaar, and the live performances.
We also have kudu and crackerback, the two bagpipe, tribal drum kind of groups. We've got Empty Hats the last weekend. We've got the Washing Well Wenches still. It's great.
Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a fun new way to take your dessert baking to the next level. We'll tell you what new oven has the capability to interact with you as you enjoy your tasty treats. And later in the hour, a message of hope for those in Flint, Michigan, what one activist is saying can help.
The celebration is heating up, and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Welcome back. It's 5:24, and a warning this morning about a scam that could have you buying gift cards when you don't actually need them. ABC's Lindsay Janis and Kansas Gibson have the details.
Hello, in today's Tech Bites, a consumer alert.
This one involves gift cards that most of us use to redeem online. Now, scammers call on the phone claiming they're from a government agency like the FBI or IRS. They demand payment using gift cards, often from iTunes.
But government agencies never seek payment using gift cards. The scam often targets the elderly. Now, some high-tech items you may soon see hit the market.
First, a Wi-Fi connected cookie oven. The Chip Smart Cookie Oven is designed to bake just enough cookies for one. It has Wi-Fi capability, so you can turn it on before you get home.
Because you don't want excess cookies.
No,
that would be bad.
That would be bad.
And then there's this, the Carry, billed as the future of personal transportation.
It was created by a Ford engineer. It can hold 265 pounds, top speed 11 miles an hour, and it can travel some 14 miles on just one charge.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Avis.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep.
Introducing the brilliant new Avis app. Book, choose, upgrade, or add a car seat with the tap of a finger.
On the sunny
Avis,
side of the
this way forward.
Mom still thinks Burlington is the place for coats. This time of year, she's absolutely right. Fashion coats, quilted coats, gloves, scarves, boots, hats.
All the name brands at a fraction of the cost.
This is the time Burlington becomes a coat store. They have a ton of coats.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us number one.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish, There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival. Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the countdown is on as the candidates crisscross the country in a last-ditch effort to gain voter support. So if it works on Tuesday.
This is stuff you see in the movies. I mean, there's no question about it.
A horror story in South Carolina, a woman kidnapped by a real estate agent where she was held captive. It will shock you. And a squirrel going nuts at Florida assisted living facilities, how the critter caused havoc for residents.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
I'm thinking a crazy squirrel could create a lot of havoc.
Oh yeah, you get them cornered, forget about it. Like Ricky Tikki Tavi there. Well, welcome back. I'm Don Brennan along with John Scalzi. Thanks for joining us at 5:30 this morning. Beautiful morning it is indeed, and squirrels I'm sure are frolicking around because it is nice and
they're probably
frisky
sleeping.
weather. No,
I bet they are.
With the coolness in the air.
They're asleep right now, guarding their nuts.
No.
We're looking at some pretty pleasant weather for us today. It looks like we're going to have some clear skies. Yep, there you go. Clear skies across the region, and as we head into the afternoon, maybe an isolated shower or two. That's because of a cold front that's sinking southward. Promises us some changes in the weekend weather that you're going to like. We'll talk about that forecast coming up in just a few. Don?
Thank you, John. Taking a look at the traffic this morning, or lack thereof, thankfully. Not a lot going on. Volumes picking up, but no issues or delays in Manatee County. Palmetto, Ellington, downtown Bradenton, all looking good, as are the major roadways heading down into Sarasota County. You look at Sarasota County, and that is completely free of any impediments. Now, as far as news is concerned, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and a handful of their surrogates are fanning out across the battleground states with the same mission: to energize and turn out their voters on Election Day. We take you live now to Washington this morning, where ABC's Lana Zak has the latest on what both candidates are bringing out just 4 days until voters hit the polls.
With the finish line in sight, Melania Trump took to the podium in her first solo campaign stop.
He certainly knows how to shake things up, doesn't he?
Appealing to suburban female voters in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
We must treat each other with respect and kindness, even when we disagree.
And in Arizona, another campaign first.
Bienvenidos a todos.
Tim Kaine, the Democratic VP nominee, delivered a speech entirely in Spanish. Across the country, surrogates for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are delivering closing arguments and adding some star power to the campaign trail.
This election is just too important. I couldn't sit on the sidelines and just be quiet.
Musician Pharrell appeared with Clinton Thursday night, and today Jay-Z joins Clinton in Cleveland, Ohio. In the final crisscrossing of the nation, the two candidates laying out very different messages.
You know, when I look at these great admirals and these great generals and these great Medal of Honor recipients behind me, to think of her being their boss? I don't think so.
We are standing against the possibility of returning and normalizing discrimination. Take it seriously, my friends, because it truly is. It truly is at stake in this election.
North Carolina got an earful yesterday. Those two speeches you heard came from dueling rallies between Trump and Clinton there. And today both candidates are heading again to Pennsylvania. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
On the campaign trail in Arizona, Senator Tim Kaine made a pitch directly to Latino voters, addressing them in Spanish. About 200 people were in the crowd, with many stating this kind of communication resonated with them.
It's been a long time coming to have a politician come out here and recognize what really needs to happen and to speak to the people in their language.
During his speech, education and entry paths to American citizenship were highlighted among various topics. In Florida specifically, reports are suggesting locals seeking help with campaign concerns is increasing. Members of the Election Protection Coalition said yesterday they've received more than 1,700 calls to their election hotline since Florida kicked off early voting late last month. Nearly 5 million voters have already voted. And Kristen Clark, president of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, says the majority of Florida calls have been from voters asking about mail ballots. Though many do have questions and concerns about the election, historian and banker Bob Stone is not one of them. He tells us in regards to presidential campaigns, he focuses his energy into his election collection. He collects buttons, pins, and tokens dating back to the 1780s. And he points out that some things that are seen now have been around for a long while.
One image is Ronald Reagan, and then it says, "Let's make America great again." And we've heard that slogan lately.
There are plenty of buttons from 100 years ago. He says he still hasn't found, though, but he was glad to show us the ones that he has found. Now, there are plenty of, as I said, buttons, but a message also for hope for those who may feel uninspired from water conditions in Flint, Michigan. Consumer advocate Erin Brockovich was one of the first to bring attention to Flint, Michigan's leading water crisis, or the lead water crisis, and she is saying there is empowerment in the community and they can recover.
It's very difficult to trust, and that will be one of my biggest messages today. Superman's not coming. People need to learn to be their own hero. Everything will begin here for you and in your backyard. And collectively as a community, you can support each other and become your own heroes.
She continued to address how the community can heal as a whole together and set an example for other Americans on how you can get through disastrous situations. And to a developing story in Indiana. It's great to hear how becoming your own hero can help save a community, but one firefighter has taken that idea too literally, starting fires around town only later to put them out. Officials this week caught a man who they say set 15 fires in one small Indiana community in the span of a week. 27-year-old Brian Stonecipher, a volunteer fireman with the Leavenworth Volunteer Fire Department, was arrested for the crimes. Once residents learned who the suspect was, they were shocked.
Oh yeah, everybody was concerned around here. You don't sleep good because you don't know if you're going to burn your house down next.
Yeah, nobody was hurt from the fires, nor did they leave any serious damage, thankfully. But what leaves people most shaken has to do with the fact that no one knows why he would do this. The hero complex, it's happened before in the annals of history. Now, speaking of unexpected misfortune, people in South Carolina are shocked after a missing woman was found caged in a realtor's house yesterday. Kayla Brown, a missing woman who had not been seen since August 31st, was found chained inside a metal container on a rural property near Woodruff, South Carolina. Brown told police she was locked in the 30 by 15 container for 2 months. Officials arrested the property owner, registered sex offender Todd Colehep, at the scene. Many in the area knew him as a broker at TKAA Real Estate, and the sheriff says the situation is beyond surprising.
This is stuff you see in the movies. I mean, there's no question about it. And, you know, I wouldn't chain my dog up like that and leave it in a container that has no lights. You know, she spent a lot of her time in the darkness, and, you know, that is horrifying, just that part.
Now, her boyfriend was reported missing around the same time, and Brown has told police there were 4 bodies buried somewhere on the property. And also, there's a reported connection between her and Colehep, her kidnapper this time. He allegedly kidnapped her years ago in Arizona when she was a kid. In efforts to better document and further prevent criminal situations, one law enforcement agency just north of Sacramento is amping up their equipment. Their new device is called a Leica scanner, a 3D camera that allows officers to get a more comprehensive recording of crime scenes. It documents situations faster and in more detail as well.
We can bring that Leica out and shoot those scans in maybe just a couple of hours at the most. When if we had to do everything, the measurements and the photographs by hand, it could take us days.
The money for the scanner came from a grant, with many hoping more departments will receive similar help for that equipment. And back here in Florida, one senior center is dealing with an especially small perpetrator on site, a squirrel who attacks people gathered there. It's the Sterling Court Retirement Home, and this week a violent outburst from a squirrel left several community members injured. It was biting and scratching them when it got into the activity room in the building. Eyewitnesses called for the emergency support, saying it was a fiasco.
I'm trying to determine what kind of assistance you need, so can you please verify that nobody's left in the room?
There is another person in there. The squirrel has been tossed outside, but we need help for the people.
I'm impressed that they got the squirrel and tossed it outside themselves. The locals did receive aid, but it's unclear whether the squirrel was actually ever found after it was tossed outside. And that's a little scary, but I'm sure the squirrel was just totally scared getting trapped in a room and all of a sudden just trying to get his way out.
Probably went ballistic.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Thankfully, everybody's all right.
I guess, how do they address the rabies question now, I guess?
Yeah, that's
the next step,
Yeah, because they have to find the squirrel to see if they actually have rabies. I had actually a friend of mine moved because of a woodpecker would never stop the house. He did everything for years and years, but the same spot every time, same woodpecker. Finally had to sell the house. Couldn't take it anymore. A woodpecker. So like the animals
What did
driving
he do?
these people
The
woodpecker would just keep chipping at the house near the bedroom window.
That was
Just,
loud.
yeah, these animals, they can ruin your life, man. Squirrels, woodpeckers, it's crazy. You're going to have to sell the retirement
Can't live with them,
home.
can't live without them. Oh, my goodness. We have some changes coming up in the weekend. It looks like it's going to be some beautiful weather, and we'll talk all about that coming up in a few.
Daylight savings time coming. That's, well, I guess late tomorrow night or early Sunday morning means more sleep for us, 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. But how much sleep is enough? We have the latest research, and we're going to tell you.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing, complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Bold, fresh, colorful, gorgeous. Energize your home with the HGTV Home Furniture Collection at Bacon's Furniture and Design. With hundreds of fabrics to mix and match, you'll find your perfect style. And with design and decorating ideas from the experts at HGTV and complimentary design service at Bacon's, it's easy to create the look and feel that's uniquely you. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So some big changes coming up over the next 24 hours. Right now we have an air temperature of 66 degrees, but the dew point is slightly lower at 61, and that's noticeable. You can feel that as you head out the door. It's nice, feels good. Calm winds currently also has allowed some of the temperatures to fall below where they were 24 hours ago. With 65 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca at 64, 65 degrees in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 66. Drawn to this number, Punta Gorda, 59 degrees there. That's very comfortable. 65 in Northport, 67s in Venice and Inglewood, and Longboat Key coming in at 69. So 12 hours ago, we're looking at a water vapor imagery from yesterday evening. You can see this trough of low pressure indicated here by blue. This is higher moisture content in the air. And it kind of marks the division between the trough of low pressure and the high pressure ridge back behind it, indicated here by these tan colors. Put it into motion. Watch what happens to that drier air. It is really plummeting southward. And that will continue on today because of a cold front, which is the surface reflection of that trough sinking southward across the state of Florida. It'll arrive on our doorstep probably around sunset time, somewhere around in there. And then it'll take, it's not going to be a fast-moving front. It'll probably take the better part of the night to actually move all the way down to South Florida. But then the winds shifting out of the north will draw down some drier air. So by tomorrow afternoon, I think, you're going to really notice that slightly lower air temperature and a significantly lower dew point value. This is not going to be a cold rush of Arctic air, nothing like that. But what it will do is noticeably change the character of the air and make it feel a little more crisp, and daytime high temperatures will be reduced to more seasonable levels. All week long we've been running well above average. So it'll be a nice change, and it will linger for days right into the beginning of next work week. Sun cloud mix, shifting winds, nice weekend. Those are your weather highlights. You can see yesterday we had a few scattered showers that kind of popped up and moved across the state. Fewer in number than we had the day before because we have a little bit of a wind shift, and it brought a lot of those showers over land, over a lot more land than if they came just directly across the state, like traveling on Alligator Alley or something like that. So today we start off the morning with quiet, calm conditions across the region and dry roadways. It should be no issues for your morning commute. And I think any shower activity that we have later in the day will probably hold off until the evening period and maybe the overnight as well. Rainfall futurecast shows that even with that front sinking southward across the region, you're not going to get a whole lot of rainfall around, maybe a few scattered showers. And tomorrow, some fair weather clouds, I think, as that cooler, drier air kind of moves over the relatively warmer Atlantic waters and maybe slings a few clouds back this way. But still, a lot of more sunshine as we head into Sunday and that high pressure ridge builds in. Forecast looks like this for boaters today. Northwest wind at about 10 knots, becoming breezy during the overnight. Tomorrow could be a breezy day. And don't forget, Saturday night into Sunday morning, we turn those clocks back at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And for the extended range, the temperatures stay very comfortable, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at the roadways. Everything has been looking good thus far, and it continues to do so right now in Manatee County. Roads are moving along nicely. 75, 301, and 41 looking good. And as you head down into Sarasota County, that too is moving along without any problems. You know, some little hot spots, but no accidents or otherwise delays other than this. The volume's picking up as people leave the house at 5:49. While meal replacements are a growing trend nationally, are they really good for you? Well, some nutritionists may say they may be, but only in circumstances. Some experts warn that meal replacements tend to lack the fiber and good bacteria needed to keep you healthy, though nutritionists are beginning to advise that meal replacements is a great way to jumpstart weight loss. That is, they could be beneficial if eating the replacement meal is taken in the place of unhealthy food items in your diet. While the nutrition world remains divided on the meal replacement trend, dietitians suggest to try it in moderation, just like everything else. It seems cold and allergy season often coincide, and although they have things in common, there are some differences as well. ABC7's Alex Redmond explains.
Sneezing, sore throat, itchy eyes. How do you know if it's an allergy or a cold?
Usually allergies are seasonal, so if you look back on it, you go, gee, I have this every fall. Oh, it's probably an allergy.
There are signs.
Persistent nose itch, persistent sneezing, eye itch, eye watering, much more common with allergies than with a cold.
The key words with allergies, explains allergist Dr. Ava Burkus, are persistent and a lot.
A little bit of sneezing, more sore throat, more tiredness, potential fever, cold.
A cold has some defining features.
A lot of times there'll be other people around you who've been sick. So that's clue number one. Clue number two is sneeze or itch. If you don't have it, it's probably a cold. Clue number three is there are different cells that respond in the nose to a cold versus allergy.
Dr. Burkus explains that there's a simple nasal swab test that only costs about $2 that can determine whether you have a cold or an allergy. If you have a cold, there will be more of a presence of white blood cells.
Unfortunately, that test is not widely available in clinics.
Sinus infections often start off with a cold, then it goes on for weeks afterwards, explains Dr. Burkus.
You notice a lot of sinus pressure, facial pain, nasal congestion, postnasal drip. Not so much the sneeze and itch with allergies.
Sinus infections, adds Dr. Burkus, can be quite severe.
A sinus infection can trigger asthma, for example, and then people wind up getting treated for asthma in addition to their sinus infection.
Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Now, Sunday, November 6th at 2 a.m. marks the end of daylight saving time for many of us. The good news, you get 1 more hour of sleep, fall back. Researchers has shown that few actually get the 7 to 9 hours recommended to sleep. Now, according to the National Sleep Foundation, many of us suffer from sleep debt, meaning that we owe our body rest. Doctors say that sleep deprivation increases a person's likelihood for decreased alertness, especially while driving, a decline in memory and cognitive function, as well as an increased risk for a number of health risks.
Linked to increased risk of diabetes, high blood pressure. Also, there's connections to increased risk of heart attack and stroke, and that's all from not getting enough sleep.
Doctors say that while it's good to get in that extra hour, we may be sure not to overdo it because you just make it more difficult to get up and go to work on Monday when you get too much sleep. Stay with us. We'll be back with more news coming up.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we get lessons in pet portrait painting, plus a tour of Siesta Key Rum and Gold Rush Barbecue in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Here's a look, a simple picture of Halloween cupcakes taken by a school bus driver, and now it's gone viral. Not because of how the cupcakes look, rather because of the reason they were made. One bus driver witnessed a student bringing cupcakes to school for a party when another student accidentally knocked them all on the ground. After seeing this, the bus driver took matters into her own hands, going home between bus stops and making a new batch of homemade cupcakes for that student. She gave them to her later that day, and they were done just in time for the big birthday bash. So look at that.
How about that, huh?
That is nice.
Yeah,
see?
sweet.
Random acts of kindness.
That's right. Not very nice.
Made somebody feel good, I'm sure.
School bus drivers. I remember my school bus driver. He was a great person.
I do too. Robbie Durant threw me off the bus once.
I don't remember the name.
I'll never forget his name, Robbie.
You're out of here, Don.
All right, it's 5:56. More news coming up.